Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Tim Prestridge. I'm the manager of Performing Arts for Everyone in the Millennium stage here at the Kennedy Center. It's my pleasure to welcome you here. This series is tonight's performance is part of a series that we call Broadway Today and Tomorrow. This is the fourth year that we've done this series, and typically we have about 3 to 5 nights a year, which we curate with ASCAP and bring some amazing composers from that have shows on Broadway, off-Broadway, that are up and coming. It's a really great opportunity for us to sort of highlight the work that composers are doing and allow you to sort of hear them play their own music. It's my pleasure now to introduce to you the director of musical theater for ASCAP and my friend, Mr. Michael Kirker.
And I want to thank Tim Prestridge and everybody at the Kennedy Center for asking us back every year and giving us the opportunity to present some of the finest talented composers and lyricists. And tonight is no exception. You're about to meet one of them, John Bucchino. You know, it's interesting because John's work is known internationally. I've heard his songs performed in England, Australia, and of course all across America. Young, rising stars, performers love singing his work. And among the major artists that have performed or recorded his songs include such people as Judy Collins, Kristen Chenoweth, Michael Feinstein, Art Garfunkel, and Brian Stokes Mitchell. John's worked in the theater. He's collaborated with some of the giants of the American musical theater. For his musical A Catered Affair, he worked with Harvey Fierstein. Harvey wrote the book. And for his musical Simeon's Gift, the book was written by someone I suspect you all know, Julie Andrews. In addition to John's talent as a composer and a lyricist, he also has quite a reputation as a master teacher, and he's given master classes around the world. A few months ago, I got a call from Ginger Rogers, head of the education department here at the Kennedy Center, and she asked if John would consider giving a master class here. And John graciously said yes. So yesterday, he worked with 5 amazingly gifted students from Catholic University. And John graciously asked if all 5 students would participate this evening in this concert. So you're in for a special treat. Please welcome the incredibly gifted, the incredibly talented, and the incredibly nice John Bucchino.
Your face, it cracks me up. It cracks down hard on my resistance to the love me in your eyes. And when you smile that lightning way you do away with gray by flashing bites of blue behind my cloudy skies. I know you're capable of glowing in the dark, and I know you're kissable for bringing up that spark to warm the deepest part of me, to shine some sense on all I can be, to help my aspirations meet their mark. With that smile you bear your strength, you bear the weight of all the disappointment scraping through this life can bring. And when you smile that sunrise way you do, you light a lesson in the art of sliding through the worst of anything. I know you're capable of glowing in the dark, and I know you're kissable for bringing up that spark to warm the deepest part of me, to shine some sense on all I can be, to help my aspirations meet their mark. We barely met. You smiled one smile I can't forget. The basis for some grand internal wars. You see, I think I'm falling for that crazy smile of yours. For graining me shine some sense on all I can be to help my aspirations meet their mark. And even though we barely met, you smiled one smile I can't forget. Basis for some grand internal wars. You see, I think I'm falling for that crazy smile of yours. Hello. Hi there. Thank you for coming. It's so wonderful to see you all in this amazing lobby, basically. But it's a very pretty lobby, and you're a very pretty audience. Thank you. Thank you for being here. As Michael Kirker said, I had the best time yesterday working with these students, actually 4 of whom are from the Catholic University, and one of whom, the first fellow I'm going to introduce, is actually from the American University. And so, without further ado, let's bring them out and hear their wonderful interpretations of my songs. First, I'd like to introduce Ryan Burke. And we have Jimmy Mavriquez. Help me. Mavriquez. Jimmy Mavriquez. And Nikki Elledge. Paul Scanlon, and to sing the next song, which is called "It Feels Like Home," please welcome Sarah Biddle.
I hear your key in the door unlocking more than wood. The ceiling may not be dry yet, but it feels like home. Yes, we have come from a long way. Friends say wrong way. Still, I only know when you hold me, it feels like home. We don't need a dining room table. So far, there's no one to invite. For me, a cardboard box would do just fine, as long as I'm with you each night. It seems to me if you never risk, you'll never win. But since we're in this together, it feels like home. We don't need a dining room table. So far, there's no one to invite. For me, a cardboard box would do just fine, as long as I'm with you each night. Yes, we have come from a long way. Friends say wrong way. Still, I only know when you hold me, it feels like home. It feels like home. It feels like
And this next song is called Not a Cloud in the Sky, and this is Paul Scanlon. I wanted to just tell you just a quick thing about the song. The way I write, I was talking about this yesterday at the class, some of the writers that I know write the end of the song first and then work their way up to this really cool ending that they've devised. And I am the opposite of that. I start at the beginning somewhere because of a spark or an idea or something, and then just follow the thread and just open my imagination up and see where it takes me. And this song is a really good example of that. I had no idea where it was going to go, and where it went was much better than I ever would have, intellectualized. So it's called Not a Cloud in the Sky. Here's Paul.
I know. I'll alphabetize CDs, scrub the grout in the bathroom tile. Anything to take some control, make order out of chaos for a tiny little while. I'll smile a satisfied smile, Lord of all I survey. Not a speck of dust, not a painting off plumb, not a cloud in the sky today. Tight rein on that tongue, boy. White knuckle grip on the slip of a thought. Everything is perfectly fine, finally perfect. Hospital sheets with blinding white covers, immovably taut. And peace of mind that I've bought in my usual way. Not a speck of doubt, not a smile off plumb, not a cloud in the sky today. There's a dam that I saw in a movie once, and the dam had a tiny little crack. And the crack became a bigger crack till the dam couldn't hold the water back. When the flooding stopped, not a soul in the fairy tale village below had been spared. Well, I've got plenty of spackle, no damn crackle, catch me unprepared. No, sir, I'm not scared. Just iron that wrinkled tie, smooth out that furrowed brow. Some things are awry outside, but there's no need to pry into that right now. I simply won't allow any fear or dismay. Believe it doesn't hurt, believe it helps to pray, believe I just don't care, believe it's actually a blessing to be this self-aware. Believe hope's not a lie and things that need to be have been addressed. Believe there is no true goodbye, and since this shirt is so impeccably pressed, you're not really about to die. Okay, look, if I don't deny, I'll cry and cry and cry and cry till all the walls are washed away. No, I could not tolerate such disarray. So, not a crack in this dam, not a tear in this eye, not a single fucking cloud in the sky today.
And here is Nikki Elledge.
I play the same record again and again, hoping you'll walk into the song with the violins. I trust you've memorized your script. I've got my part down perfectly, but it's so hard to concentrate on my lines. I can't hear myself think over the song with the violins. It's getting late. Have you missed the turnoff or lost my number? I know your new number by heart. Your motorcycle worries me. One slip and you'll miss the sun tan I got for you, the house I cleaned for you, the shirt I pressed, the tight new jeans, and the song with the violins. Impatience is tapping my foot, shaking my head, making me reach for the phone. Disappointment is tearing my eyes, shaking my words, taking me back to the first time you hurt me. And oh, how we play the same record again and again, falling in step to the song with the violins. I've choreographed this lovely dance, and you with your two left feet stepping all over the Fred and Ginger possibilities, bumping the needle, leaving a gaping, hissing scratch in my favorite song. The song with the violins. The song with the
Aren't they wonderful? See how lucky I am to get to work with such extraordinary young people. And I work with them, as Michael was saying. I do classes all over the world. And it's so heartening to see the level of talent, the level of intelligence, the level of acting ability, gorgeous voices, and the passion that the young people that I work with have for what they're doing. It reinvigorates me and makes me feel that passion all over again about what I do. So thank you so much. I recorded a CD. People for years, I started playing piano when I was 1. I don't read music, I just play by ear. And people over the years have encouraged me to consider doing a solo piano CD. And I couldn't think of what to do. And finally, I had an idea. A friend of mine is a wonderful composer named Adam Gettle, who most notably wrote The Light in the Piazza, a wonderful musical. And he also happens to be Richard Rodgers' grandson. And he also happens to have his grandfather's Steinway piano in a recording studio in his home, conveniently. And he was going out of town to work on Piazza, and he said that I could use the studio and the piano, because I had this idea to record an album of piano improvisations on Richard Rodgers' songs on Richard Rodgers' piano. And that's what the CD is called, and I thought I would play something that I'm sure you'll recognize, something from that CD for you right now. I wish I'd written this, but I didn't. Thank you. Thank you very much. So sometimes we writers, and I'm sure you've heard about this, and if you do anything creative yourselves, you know how it feels, get writer's block, the dreaded writer's block. And I was having such an episode, a frustrating episode, and I, at the time, was in therapy, and so I said to my therapist, you know, I don't know what to write, I'm having trouble, I'm blocked, will it ever come back again, you know? And she said, you know, just get the juices flowing, just write about anything. It doesn't matter what you write about, just to get things started. So write about, you know, taking the garbage out, write about washing your dishes, write about painting your kitchen, write about, you know. So this next song is called Painting My Kitchen, and here to sing it is Jimmy Mavrikas. Why is that so hard for me to pronounce? I don't know.
Painting my kitchen. My therapist said I should write about painting my kitchen. The most boring topic I ever heard. I can't think of a word. Is she sadistic, assigning me chores I can never complete, so I'll go ballistic, fail miserably, and she'll see how I handle defeat. Or she's being artistic, looking for clues in the colors I choose. Am I painting it red? Am I angry with someone who's stuck in my head, but not in my bed? Is it something she said? A parental dilemma I've yet to resolve. It's hard to believe I can really evolve by mentally painting my kitchen. Am I slathering on a deep blue? Is that what she expects me to do? A truer blue than anyone I've ever loved has ever been true. Would she even care? Or would she pocket my check with a pout on my cheek, ask me what time can I make it next week, and mention deep blue's a reflection of utter despair? Painting my kitchen. Am I painting it green? She'd love it, for all I'd clearly covet. Your love or your fame, the rise in your stock, your timeshare in Spain, the size of your cocktail ring. Enough of this color thing. Why paint the kitchen? Why not the bedroom? It's such a dead room lately. A new paint job would greatly enhance it. For the next horizontal dance, it may, I pray, someday be the setting for. If I thought it would speed that up, I'd be willing to paint the floor with my tongue in the nude on network TV. Meanwhile, back at the kitchen, my therapist is sitting with her arms crossed. She's looking stern. She's asked me if I finished her assignment and what I learned. I know she hopes for some dramatic breakthrough to make her feel she's had a real effect. So what the heck? I tell her, painting one's kitchen is more than the psyche reflected in color selected. At the risk of sounding a little strange, I think it's about change. It's not about dry paint, but rather the process of applying it, honoring each shade, instead of diluting or denying it, one never completely. Colors over a color, they always put through. The most we can hope for is a livable blend of the old and the new. Okay, so I'm laying it on pretty thick, but it seems to be doing the trick. A beautiful cacophonous overlap of long sustaining notes. Life is not a coat of many colors, it's a color of many coats. Do I really believe all this? It's anyone's guess. Does it win her approval? That's the important thing. Yes.
And he deserves extra kudos because there are more words per square inch in that song than in any 10 other songs. That was wonderful, Jimmy. Thank you. And here's our friend from the American University, Ryan Burke.
If I ever say I'm over you, the unsentimental things I do will have driven out the ghosts somehow and pulled me through. If I tend to disregard your touch, well, it seems to me it would be such a waste of time to let this poor heart feel that much. But sometimes a photograph can make me cry or force a laugh. And somehow the memory of how complete we used to be is keeping me from you. If you ever hear me doubt the past, it's a simple fact. We didn't last, run aground on hard times, while the good times flew too fast. I'm not sure if we can make amends. This may be the way our story ends, with too little left for lovers and too much for friends. But sometimes a photograph can make me cry or force a laugh. And somehow the memory of how complete we used to be is keeping me from you. So don't believe it's true if I ever say I'm over you.
Gorgeous. That was gorgeous. Oh, my heart. Oh, my gosh. Well, now there are those songs, those breakup songs, the wah, wah, breakup songs, the tortured, sappy, wonderful, juicy, steep in them, breakup songs. And I had actually just written one of those, not that song, but a different, another relationship that ended. There were so many, who can keep track. And I had just written a really, really sappy breakup song and was lying in bed. And then another, actually, emotion swept over me, probably a far healthier emotion, one of rage. And then I wrote this song. I should have a lyric or I'm going to forget it. There. All my my bedside table is a note from Stephen Sondheim and a pair of wire glasses and the lyric to a new song which I'll never play for you because it's far too sentimental and I don't want you to think I care enough to write a mushy love song now that you and I are really through. Oh, by the way, 2 bills are also there. One for the cable, which has really kept me sane throughout our breakup. Damn, I swore I wouldn't dwell upon our breakup. Well, the other is my Visa bill, a little heavier with all the junk I bought to kill the pain, to fill the space until I face the fact that you and I are definitely through. There's my talking clock now set to get me off to work the new job you don't know I got. It's not impressive, it won't make you think I'm doing well without you actually. I'm not so hot, I can barely hack it. And there are those earplugs I still wear to help sleep tightly through the nightly New York racket. Did you find one recently? Did it make you think of me and cry so hard you couldn't see? I hope so, but it really shouldn't matter. I also fondly hope you're growing fatter. There's a lamp that never makes me think of you. We didn't shop for it together, and you never put the lampshade on your head. It's by the bed, so I can see, to fill my journal with the 3 gazillion reasons why we're better off apart. Or rather, why I'm better off without you. You, of course, have lost the greatest catch you'll ever have, and you will realize how much you care and languish in complete despair until your dying day, which won't be soon because you're so damned healthy with your veggie diet and your yoga, which I tried that time I had that awful cold. It nearly killed me, but I did it to impress you, since I never did believe that you could love me just for me. On my bedside table, there are 3 stones, which I'm told have healing energy. They say you have to touch them all the time or they'll disintegrate. I feel like I'll disintegrate if someone doesn't touch me soon. But there were years before I met you, and I have my note from Sondheim, and my cable, and my visa, and my talking clock, and earplugs, and my healing stones and journal to unwind me and remind me that I always have myself, and that I always have the lyric to a new song, and a lamp that never makes me think of you. Thank you. Whew. Thank you very much. I don't go to a gym, I just play. It burns a lot of calories. So thank you very much. I want to say some thank yous. We're just reaching the end of our little program here. And I want to thank, first of all, I want to thank Josh and Ari, who are doing sound back there, for making it really easy and making it sound really good. So thank you guys so much for that. And I want to thank Tim Prestridge, who did the first introduction, for all of his help, and Ginger Rogers, both of whom brought me here. So that's good. I want to thank Tom Pedersen, who hooked me up with these wonderful singers. So thank you, Tom. And I want to thank Michael Kirker from ASCAP, who has been such a champion, not only of mine, but of many, many writers, some famous, some not yet famous, but he's just so beloved in the musical theater and cabaret community in New York and around the country. So always thanks to Michael. And last but not least, to these extraordinary singers for their time and their energy. And brilliance. And thank you again for being here. And it would have been really much less interesting had you not come. So I have, also I wanted to say, do a little plug. There are some CDs back there for sale. There's the Richard Rodgers CD on Richard Rodgers piano. There's a CD of the Broadway show that I wrote with Harvey Fierstein, which is called The Catered Affair. It's a cast album. There is the first CD that I did, which is called Grateful, the songs in John Bucchino, I've got some, basically I got all of the famous people that I knew to sing my songs. So on the Grateful CD, there's Michael Feinstein and Liza Minnelli and Judy Collins and Art Garfunkel and Patti LuPone and Kristen Chenoweth, and it's kind of a who's who. I was lucky enough that they were all willing for free to sing on it with me playing piano. And then the last CD is called It's Only Life, and that's a musical review that Daisy Prince, Hal Prince's daughter, put together, and there's some wonderful Broadway singers on that. And all of these things, as well as other things, are available on my website, which is johnbucchino.com, if you want to have a look at what's there and find out more about my work. It's really nice to have a song that is the song sort of for which you're known, to have sort of a greatest hit. So at least one, which is good, and I think I have this one. It's a song that came to me in one of those lightning bolts of inspiration that you hear about. Certainly the chorus did. I found myself sitting at the piano and singing it and weeping, which is always a good sign. Of course, then I had to write the rest of the song, which had me weeping in a different way because I couldn't come up with anything for a couple of months, but I managed to eventually. And my fantasy, as a matter of fact, is that this song would become the song that we sing at Thanksgiving time, because we don't really have one. If you think about it, there's a lot of Christmas songs. There's the Easter parade, for Easter or whatever, Peter Cottontail or whatever. There's, songs for almost every other holiday, but there isn't really a song for Thanksgiving. And little by little, this is catching on, and people are singing it in churches and in concerts, especially around the holidays and around Thanksgiving. So maybe my dream will come true. But anyway, I'd like to sing it for you now as a thank you to you, a thank you to these wonderful singers and everybody here at Kennedy Center for having us. It's called Grateful. I've got a roof over my head. I've got a warm place to sleep. Some nights I lie awake counting gifts instead of counting sheep. I've got a heart that can hold love. I've got a mind that can think. There may be times when I lose the light and let my spirit sink, but I can't stay depressed when I remember how I'm blessed. Grateful, grateful, truly grateful I am. Grateful, grateful, truly blessed and duly grateful. In a city of strangers, I've got a family of friends. No matter what rocks and brambles fill the way, I know that they will stay until the end. I feel a hand holding my hand. It's not a hand you can see, but on the road to the promised holding tight and always there. Grateful, grateful, truly grateful I am. Grateful, grateful, truly blessed and duly grateful. It's not that I don't want a lot, or hope for more, or dream of more, but giving thanks for what I've got makes me so much happier than keeping score. In a world that can bring pain, I will still take each chance, for I believe that whatever the terrain, our feet can learn to dance. Whatever stone life may slay, we can moan or we can sing. Grateful, grateful, truly grateful I am. Grateful, grateful, truly blessed and duly grateful. Truly blessed and duly grateful. Thank you so much. Let's have another hand for these wonderful singers. Come up, you guys. Sarah Biddle, Paul Scanlon, Nick Elledge, Jimmy Mavrikas, Ryan Burke.